This is the Uptick Newswire Stock Day podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com and Equities.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube to stay up to date on penny stock news and interviews, public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, I'm bringing back a returning guest, and I kind of say that lightly because they haven't been on my show for about 2 years. We're talking about DYAI International, Inc. You can find them on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol DYAI. And with us today is the Chief Accounting Officer, Ping Rawson. Ping, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for helping me.
You know, you guys are a global biotech company focused on further improving and applying the proprietary C1, that's your flagship product, expression system to help drug costs with new proprietaries and improve access to cost to patients and healthcare. That being said, you guys are approaching your 40-year anniversary. Give us an update or a recap on your company's history and what you guys have achieved so far.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a really exciting, this 2019, starting with our 40 years anniversary. DYAI International was founded by our CEO, Mark Emenfark, back in 1979. Over the past 40 years, the company has been achieving quite a bit, initially we started in the blue jeans pump wash business and turned into the enzyme business in the 1990s. And now, in the past 2 years, since the DuPont transaction, December 2015, where we sold our industrial side of the enzyme business to DuPont for $75 million in the last 2 years, the company is transitioning to the biopharmaceutical industry using the same technology that we developed in the past 20 years, the C1, which is a fungal-based gene expression platform. So we have continued enhance the technology and exploring the different applications of C1 in the past 2 years since the transition. So we are really excited to tell you more about how C1 can help the pharmaceutical industry and as a disruptive technology to help the patient to be more accessible to biologic drugs and vaccines.
I'd like to know a little bit more about that because, I bring all kinds of junior biotech companies on my show every month, and I kind of want to know what is the claim to fame for your C1 protein platform?
Yes, we are. C1 is a very unique expression platform, and which put us, DYAI, as a very unique position as well. We always say we are a platform company. A lot of people are asking, what does that mean? We are not just developing one product or one drug or one vaccines, as many of the small biopharmaceutical companies. The platform C1 itself gives DYAI many potential applications in the biopharmaceutical world. If you are familiar with how the biologic drugs are made these days, Chinese hamster ovary cell, CHO cell, which is another alternative expression form, are very commonly used in the developing biologic drugs. The problem with CHO is the yield is very low and the cost is very high. We believe that C1 is an alternative to CHO, which can significantly reduce the cost and also the time that how the biologic drugs are made and developed into the market. And as you can see probably from some of our press release and other projects that we are developing, C1 has achieved many very high yields, and we successfully using C1 to express MAPs, BAPs, and also VLP, virus-like particles, and other antigens. So again, the platform itself has many possibilities to develop different type of drugs, and we are even exploring some of the possibilities to produce first and secondary metabolites and some other drugs that are very hot in the market.
Well, I would change metrics here just for a second. One of the things about small biotech, emerging biotech companies is that they have a burn rate. Then they have to go out and borrow money. They got to raise money. Give us the health specter of where we at with money and your burn rate. Just bring my listeners up to speed, if you would.
Again, we have a very strong balance sheet, as you can see from our Q3 2018 financials, which is most recent financials that we released. We are in a very healthy position in terms of cash and investment. In total, we have about $42.8 million cash and investment-grade securities on our balance sheet. Again, would make us very unique position compared to many other small biotechnology companies that they are always looking for cash and additional raising of money. Currently, we are pretty good with our burn rates and also the cash position. In 2017, our burn rate was about $7 million a year, and we expect 2018 will be approximately the same since we haven't released our Q4 financial yet. But I think 2019 and going forward, we'll definitely try to leverage more of the third-party collaborations to help with our internal R&D research. As you see, we have signed this a collaboration with Sanofi back in August of 2018, and also Mitsubishi Tanabe. All of those collaborations are fully funded by our third-party collaborators.
Yeah, it's very impressive. My guest today is Dyadic International Inc. You can find them on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol DYAI. And their stock price is $1.92, market cap around $52 million. Their float's around 18 to 19 million shares. And with us today is the Chief Accounting Officer, Ping Rawson. Ping, let me ask you this. You know that Dyadic had recently filed a Form 10 with the SEC. Can you provide us with some update of where we're at on that?
Sure. We initially filed our first Form 10 back in November 2018. Based on the SEC rule, Form 10 is automatically being effective upon 60 days of the filing from the filing date, which leads to a very interesting time period is the Christmas and also the government shutdown period. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the final comments cleared before the government shut down, which put us in a very interesting but awkward situation because we could not reach out any of the reviewers from the SEC side due to the shutdown. However, our intent is still to continue this journey with the SEC filing and being a SEC registrant. So we restalled the Form 10, initial Form 10, and then we refile the replacement Form 10 on January 14th, 2019, just to continue our journey and waiting for the government to open the door so we can have our, Form 10 comments cleared by the SEC reviewer.
Ping, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. But in closing, what would you want my listeners to take away from this interview?
Thank you for helping me at this opportunity to really let people know about Dyadic, which I think from our story you can see how a company is changing from different industry but still performing very well. And I can tell you and all other people who are interested in following Dyadic, we are definitely have a very good plan laid out right in front of 2019 and beyond that, and we are excited to work with our board members, employees, and investors to really deliver what we promised.
Company that we're highlighting today here on Stock Day is Dyadic International Inc. Look them up on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol DYAI. Ping, thank you for your time. I wish you nothing but continued success. The only thing I wish from you is that you come back on my show before 2 years. Hopefully you'll come back in 40 or 50 days and give us another update on your company.
Definitely. Thanks again for having me.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by Uptick Newswire LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are those of the guests and those of the respective companies they represent, and do not necessarily reflect those of the staff or management of Uptick Newswire. Uptick Newswire encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that will work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional. The guests of this program may have paid for its distribution and are not directly affiliated with Uptick Newswire or this station.